I've literally put a block in my phone so that I can't look at my email certain times a day.
Oh, wow.
So, because it was so distracting, because like, if you think about it, in my field, you might get an email to inform you of something. You might get an email to send you information, or you might get an email to ask you to do something else. So it's like the email will completely derail you from the goal you set for that day.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, oh, can you get me this thing really quick? Oh, yeah, I can do that fast.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And then you just start doing it. Right.
Do it.
And you're like, oh, wait, I was working on something else.
Right. And it completely takes your focus off what you're trying to finish.
Sometimes the stuff feels urgent to us, like as we're getting it as an email, but it really is not that urgent.
Right. What's up, y'all? I'm Lauren.
And I'm Adrian.
And this is the Two Mics,
Two Glasses
podcast, where two best friends discuss business ownership and life.
What's going on?
I feel like it's been a while.
Has it? Just a week.
I don't know.
Oh,
Time doesn't move work. What's going on with you, though? What you had going on?
Things are going pretty good so far. I had a lot of fun over the weekend.
Did you?
Yes, I went to a party.
Okay.
By my training facility. So by the trainers.
Yes.
The gym that I go to with trainers. And my coach won most transformations over the previous year in 2024. And so I hit him up and I was like, I need to be on that list for 2025, which means this body need to transform some more.
Oh, okay. So we're going to see you like slowly get smaller and smaller by episode.
We'll see, hopefully. Hopefully the stomach is going to be like, ooh, ooh, and then I just won't have any stomach.
Oh, I want that for you and myself also. That's what's up, though. Shout out to your trainer.
Chauncey. Coach
He's really
Chauncey.
cool.
He is.
Cool, yeah.
He's so sweet. He is like a little baby face. But he's like, he's
good.
He pushes you, but he's not like in a mean way.
He's not rude.
But he is like, he can be very firm, which, you know, you're like, I'm doing bad. I gotta get my stuff
But y'all
together.
go hardcore, because when I first went, he was like, you gotta do 100 jump squats. And I was like,
I haven't
how
done
many?
100 jump squats in my life.
I don't think I've done 100. I don't think I've done like 50 jump squats to do 100. So
The gym is
But you get
very
through it.
hardcore. Yeah. So shout out Evolve, EVOL, Body and Wellness. Shout out to Evolve because they be getting people's bodies like
They do.
right.
They do. I've seen it. Yes, black-owned business.
Yes. How was your weekend?
It was pretty good. I think it was low-key. I actually had a lot to do. I feel like I was out a lot. I ate out a lot. Like, a lot of like birthdays and like catching up with people. Like I probably ate out most of the weekend, unfortunately. But you know.
Yeah, you were like on the move. You
I
had something
know.
every day.
Which I try not to do that because it'd be exhausting me. But, you know, I guess you can't miss birthdays and I don't know. I did want to stay home. Like, I feel like every time I have something to do, I like contemplate if I want to go.
Yeah.
My sister bought me a shirt that said, sorry I'm late, I didn't want to come. Like that's, not that I don't love the people that I'm with, but I'd be like, do I want to leave the house today?
I'm getting more and
It's
more
like my introvert.
that. Yeah. Well, but I don't even think it's just introvert because I'm feeling it too. Like, I feel like because my weekdays feel so busy, but maybe just because I'm working so much that like, by the time I hit the weekend, if I see like, oh, I have an activity every day, like that's not a positive thing anymore.
No, I just want to
I'm like, oh, I'm about to
stay
be
home.
tired. Like, oh.
For at least one day, I want to just be at home. I want to do laundry. I want to like get my life in order.
Yeah, I'm getting better at telling people I'm leaving though. Like I used to feel like if I was going out with friends or something that I'll leave when everybody else leaves at the end. And now I'm like, I have stuff I have to do in the morning. Like I gotta go.
You gotta set those boundaries.
Yeah.
We get to that age, you know. We don't have the energy. Energy is finite. Okay, it's not infinite.
And weekends
You gotta
go
choose.
quick.
They go so fast. You have to choose what you put your energy toward.
Yes.
So you know, girl.
Choosing, that actually is very related to what we're talking about today.
Oh, that's so true. But before we get into that, what are we drinking today?
Well, I know it's called Be Free, so we have another alcohol-free sans alcohol
For the
wine
baby,
here.
for the
This
baby.
one is called Be Free White Sparkling. So this is baby friendly or baby on the way friendly. Let's see how it tastes though.
I know. I don't know.
It smells good. Oh, you don't think
It smells like wine, I guess. Okay, let's
It
try.
smells juicy.
Ooh,
I like it.
that's good.
It's like a step above sparkly cider.
It is, but it kind of tastes like it tastes like champagne. It kind of tastes like like a good, like not a dry one, like a little bit sweet, maybe semi-dry champagne.
This would
really
be a
good.
great New Year's Eve option. If you are pregnant or going alcohol free for New Year's Eve, this would be really good because it has some bubbles to it too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, Be Free.
Add to our list.
I know, because you were not feeling the Cabernet.
Oh, I did not like that one. It was like,
It was only 60 calories a glass, though. That's unheard of.
I've had better 60 calories. We're gonna get my we might have to wait until you have the baby, but we're gonna get my Huzzy Smart Sips on here, which is also alcohol free, but it has like
Mushrooms?
adaptogens. Yeah, it has some type of mushroom extract in it, which I'm not sure if you can have pregnant, but it's only 50 calories, and a lot of them taste very similar to the actual cocktail. So I just had a whiskey one, 50 calories, and I think it's really good. I think their Moscow Mule is good too.
You love you a mule, girl.
I do, but it's no alcohol. All right, so let's get into this. So, what's our song? What's the episode name?
That one thing, okay? So
It's this one thing that got me feeling. It's this one. I definitely don't know where is it.
it's this one thing, is it?
Oh.
Hey, we don't know each other well.
Yes. So one thing we're talking about focusing and juggling tasks.
Correct.
Which
Leave the juggling to the clowns.
Oh yeah.
Leave the
That's
juggling
good.
to the clowns.
Yeah. So, where am I looking? So, yes. As an entrepreneur, it's like sometimes it can be really hard to stay focused and complete what you may need to complete, or maybe you need to work on the business, actually focusing that time. Or you may have a million tasks and you're trying to get them all accomplished today. And we're so used to like juggling our tasks, and it can be really hard to focus in. But
It is. I mean, you are everything when you have a business, especially if you have very little money.
Right.
You're the accountant, you're the marketer, you do the client work, you are the admin, you are, everything, the janitor, whatever. So you have to learn how to best use your time to prioritize what's most important at the moment, but still not let things go to the wayside, which is one of the hardest things that I've had to figure out, which I still haven't figured out. But as you make mistakes and stumble, you learn more. So I think it's a good thing to share, and we can help people get on the right path, even though we're still figuring it out ourselves. 'Cause
yeah,
juggling is tough. And with entrepreneurship, I feel like it's just like your life interferes a lot too. So corporate, you go to a building and you're there, and you can kind of shut off everything going on at home.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Is for some reason, especially when you're working for yourself, or maybe you're not working for yourself, but you took a day off to work on your business. If you live with anybody, usually they're interrupting you a lot, or not. They think you have a day off.
They do. Yeah. I don't. Literally just had this conversation. Do you respect what I do? Because I don't think you do. Because I still have stuff to do. I'm here and I'm not meeting with anybody right now, but I still have things to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's everybody. My family in the house with them, they're hitting me up every hour, every other hour or whatever. Because they're like, oh, Adrian's here. Time for fun. And I'm like, no, I'm working. So like using your time, like making your time like really, really important, and like keeping focused during that period is very important.
It is.
Yeah. So there was a book that I think we may have mentioned last year in our favorite business books. I think.
Yeah, that was one of my books.
Yeah, I think it's on the list, but it's called The One Thing, and we just wanted to kind of get a little deeper into what this book is about, because it is, really changed the way that we worked and allowed us to get really focused. So,
yeah, for sure.
The One Thing, the title is The One Thing, the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. And this is a self-help book by authors and real estate entrepreneurs Gary W. Keller and Jay Papasan. And the book aims to help readers simplify their workload by focusing on the most important tasks in a project. The book aims to help readers cut through the noise and focus on what matters. It also aims to help readers identify the lies that block success and the things that steal time. And the premise behind it is that an abundance of tasks does not always lead to success, but instead may hinder our ability to reach our most desired results.
That was a lot.
It was a lot. But I guess I want to know from you, like, after we both read this book, after you read this book, what's something that you did in your life to kind of implement?
Okay. So I specifically get really distracted by like people and having to be like a quick response to things. Something that was mentioned in this book was like multitasking is a lie. So like trying to check your email while working, but then also having meetings and then taking calls, but then trying to do the work. It's like you're not getting anything done. You're just checking on things. And so one of the things they said was like to set time for when you look at email, like maybe at the beginning of the day, at lunchtime, at the end of the day, like really block it off. Like I've literally put a block in my phone so that I can't look at my email at certain times a day.
Oh, wow.
So because it was so distracting, because like if you think about it, in my field, you might get an email to inform you of something. You might get an email to send you information, or you might get an email to ask you to do something else. So it's like the email will completely derail you from the goal you set for that day.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, oh, can you get me this thing really quick? Oh, yeah, I can do that fast.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And then you just start doing it. Right.
Do it.
And you're like, oh, wait, I was working on something else.
Right. And it completely takes your focus off what you're trying to finish.
Sometimes the stuff feels urgent to us, like as we're getting it as an email, but it really is not that urgent.
Right. Right. It's not. And actually something that they said in the book was exactly that. Like you think that this person notices that you don't get back to them within 5 minutes of their email. In reality, they're probably multitasking too. So like they send you an email, go back to what they're doing. And if you get back to them within an hour or two, it doesn't really matter. I mean, sometimes, yes, we may have those like important, urgent emails that come through where you have to get to it. But in the most cases, an hour or 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours.
Maybe even 24 hours.
Right. Nobody's going to notice.
Request. Right.
Especially if it's just like, if it's an email asking something that's not a priority to them. So, implementing that has really helped me to focus more because I'm not checking my email every 5 minutes and then...
Do you like completely shut it down on your computer, the email?
Not on my computer, but on my phone. On the computer, I feel like for me it's easier to ignore because it doesn't make a sound. It's just in the background.
Okay.
I turn that notification stuff off. But on my phone, I just, I hate seeing the bubble. And it vibrates the phone. So dang. I'm like, oh, what is that?
It's intense.
And then, I have like 7 email addresses. Like, I have personal, I got my business, I got Mitchell Consulting, I got, the contract one. And then I have a couple clients who gave me an email. So it's like, it could be from anything. It could be a Bath and Body Works coupon, but you check it and
that's my email on my computer. I have Outlook and I just put all of my different emails and inboxes.
Outlook?
Some of them are even clients' emails.
Yeah.
So I have at least 10 and emails are coming in regularly because my Gmail is getting those like sales emails.
Yeah, exactly. And you get those like every 2 seconds, If I don't check my email for a whole day, I'll have over 100. And it's like from Fenty and all these other places that we shop, because they send out so many sales emails.
Right. So it can be really distracting.
Super, super distracting. So that was like one of the biggest takeaways from this book, was to just pick times of the day to check your email. And then at some point, the people you work with will get used to it. And if you're an entrepreneur, you set your own rules. Like, listen, clients, I'm not getting back to you I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, depending on your level of service, right? Yeah. We have clients where we say, we'll get back to you in 72 hours. If you have a different package, we'll get back to you in 24 hours. But, either way, you set those boundaries. People will get used to the boundaries.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to focus on things you need to. Because, we can't focus for more than a few hours at a time anyway. So, give yourself an hour, 2 hour block to just kind of get through some of the things you want to do. And then check. Because it's a lot of times there's another task in there for you to do. And another thing that you need to do is be like, okay, do I need to do this now? Or do I need to do this later? And, keeping track of that. But that's like a whole nother.
Prioritization.
Prioritizing. So the email thing like really is a habit hard to implement, but it did make a difference in what I was doing, for sure.
I'm sure you're enjoying this episode, but we wanted to quickly pop in to let you know about the cool swag we're wearing today. AMW Apparel is a line of inspirational and entrepreneurial clothing for those looking to stand out and make a statement to their following. We provide comfortable and high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, and more. Enter code 2 mics 2 glasses, which is the number 2, MICS, the number 2 again, GLASSES, with no spaces, for 10% off your first order at shopwithamw.com. Link in the description. We appreciate your support.
What about you?
So the one thing, I just remember when I read it, so I read it early on into, I think the same year that I became full-time. Oh, actually, yeah. The same year I became full-time entrepreneur, 2019, I hired a business coach and she sent a welcome gift, and the gift was that book or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, what is this? Like, obviously this is important if she's sending the specific book. So the biggest thing that I got from it, or that I changed, is I focused on one single thing that I was selling. So before the book, I'm like, I have this full list of services. I have like 20 services that, I'll find out what you need when I talk to you on the phone, or I'll send you the full service list and you could pick and choose.
Which is overwhelming.
Yeah, but from the one thing where it was saying really focus on one thing, and what my coach said, she was like, focus on selling one thing until you hit 100K or whatever for the first year. So I took my services, I made a package called Simply Branded, and I had a couple different levels of it that included different services. And then when I was talking to clients, I was just pitching the package, and it was the same. Like, I basically, I asked them questions and their response would be different, but everything else I was saying is basically the same in my call scripts. And that's when I started doing really well with converting.
Because you focused in on that one thing.
Yeah. It was like, because the people that I was talking to didn't have any confusion when I was saying what my offer was. It was very straight to the point.
Yeah. And it made it easier for them to say, like, yes, I need this, or no, I don't need it. So you're simplifying. That's a good way to look at it. I think the one thing applies to so many parts of your life, like multitasking. I have 3 projects to do, prioritizing which one you need to do first, second, third, because doing them all at the same time isn't going to work. But also, like, focusing on sales, focusing on customers, like, what is the thing that is going to help them the most right now so that you can get started. Like, when you're starting your business, we have all these ideas. We want to diversify our income. We want to do all these things. But sometimes just focusing on perfecting one thing at a time will gain you the most progress in what you're trying to do. So that's why I love this book so much. It was really good.
Yeah. They, so I don't know if she got this from the One Thing or not, but I had another coach. Her name was Maria Wynn. And she had something that she introduced called the 5-1s, which is very similar to One Thing. So her 5-1s were focus on one target market, one problem solved, one system, one offer, and 1 year. So an example of that would be, so let's say I'm doing it for Simply Branded. So one target market, maybe that's female service-based business owners with 1 to 2 employees at the most. One problem solved, maybe the problem is online visibility, or, I do branding and marketing. So maybe outdated brand design, not looking as professional as they would like it to be. One system, so one system is related to what system is delivering it. For me, I'm working one-to-one with them, but we could say Basecamp, my project management system, was the one system we used to communicate and to send drafts and things like that to the client. If you have a course, it may be Kajabi is your one system, or Samcard or whatever. One offer is, this is the discount. That's it. Like,
right.
It's valued at this price. This is what I'm offering you, this one thing. And then 1 year, which is similar to what Julie was saying about take 1 year to try and, to get to 100K.
Yeah.
So very similar, but I think that's another great way to kind of think of the One Thing as well.
Because honestly, like, as much as we want to think we're capable of doing a ton, I think just focusing in on building one thing at a time really helps you to perfect that thing and get it to where it needs to be. Also, it helps you to be able to delegate that thing. So, a part of the one thing becomes, okay, I've reached my capacity. I need to start delegation. I think that's when you start to build your team. And having them understand. And a lot of times when you hire someone, you may hire someone with multiple skills, but you hire them to do a specific task, a specific thing.
Right.
So I think it can also apply to organizing your team and making sure you're bringing on the right skill sets and personalities for the one thing you need this person to do. If it's an admin, they may be touching different things, but they still need to be detail oriented. They need to have attention to, small things. That's a one thing type of person. Like that's their thing, is to be meticulous, and that will help you with admin for your whole company. So,
and again, you want specialists, not generalists.
Correct.
So you want someone that specializes in
right.
one or few things,
Right.
and is really, really good at it, versus someone who's okay at a
lot of things. Because that's normally the owner. Like, we're okay at a lot of things, but we might be the visionary, right? And then you delegate to the doers who are specialized in those things and do it potentially better than you, hopefully. So using the concept in all parts of business is just super important, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just to focus. And speaking of focus, you were diagnosed with ADD.
Oh, yeah.
And then you diagnosed me with ADD. And
all of a sudden, all of my friends are saying they have ADD, which is probably true. Because they say sometimes we're attracted to one another. But yeah, like, I was having major issues focusing my day and, having to, just basically working for myself. It's all me. What am I doing today? What am I starting? What do I need to finish? Oh, someone needs to talk to me. Oh, I have a meeting here. So like, I'm managing my day every single day. And on the other side of my brain, I'm like, oh, I have these goals that I want to accomplish. But it was just like a big mess of me trying to do everything and basically not doing a whole bunch. And definitely not moving my goals forward. So I was talking, I have a therapist, and she helps me in like a lot of areas of life. So she would give me business advice too. And so after talking to me for over a year, she was saying, she just asked me like, hey, have you ever been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD? Because now it's a spectrum. So it's ADHD, but ADD is a part of the spectrum that you're on. But she's like, have you ever been diagnosed? And I was like, no, I'm not hyperactive, like, but she was saying different things that I had told her, like even including things I had said from childhood about having issues focusing, because I used to get in trouble for looking out the window during class. But when I was looking out the window, I was listening, and it actually allowed me to comprehend what the teacher was saying more, because I wasn't distracted looking at her speak. Because when I was looking at her, now I'm looking at her hair, I'm looking at her outfit, I'm looking at whatever else. It was like I had way too many things that were like, for someone who has attention issues, my attention was all over the place.
Yeah.
But when I was able to look at something that was not moving and was serene, I was able to intake her information. But I would get in trouble for supposedly not listening or not paying attention.
But did you like proof her wrong and be like, well, what you had just said was da, 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 da.
Well, I'm really bad at saying like word per word. But I was doing okay in the class, so I feel like I sort of knew what was going on.
I know.
But yeah, being diagnosed with ADD and then getting on medication for ADD has helped with my focus a lot, because when I do take it, and usually I take it really early in the day because it lasts almost 12 hours. I'm like knocking stuff out. Like,
really?
Yeah, because sometimes I would like work for an hour or two and be like, okay, I'm tired of working on this task. But when I take the pill, I can knock it out. I might focus on it for 3-4 hours until it's done, and then like move on. It really helps a lot. I'll give you my what is it, psychiatric nurse or whatever she is. I'll give you her information, yeah, because she's the one that.
Yes, don't share pills. That's illegal.
But yeah, that could be if you have like a lot of issues with focusing, and you're trying all these things and you feel like they may not work. You may want to explore like an ADHD assessment initially to see if you score anything on there, and if you do, then get in contact with the therapist or a psychiatrist.
Yeah. I noticed that I have issues with silence. Well, I have not been diagnosed. I haven't gone to like a therapist for that, but I've noticed that like silence is deafening to me. So it's like, if it's silent, I don't focus. I just do other stuff. So I try to have something in the background, whether it's like podcasts or music, and it helps me to work more focused. Like I have the TV on, but I'm not watching it because I'm working, but I hear it. So it's like helping me, even with sleep. Like my brain doesn't turn off when I go to sleep sometimes. So I'll put on like a meditation, like the Abide app and stuff like that. And it helps me to focus on the words they're saying or the sound coming from that. And then it helps me go to sleep. So it's kind of odd. Like I can't.
No, that's nice. No, really, what works for you.
Yeah. So it's okay if you're not like neurotypical. Just figure out what works for you, because we all have different ways. And I know school doesn't always help, because you kind of have to be a certain way, but when you set your own path for yourself, find out the best thing that works for you, because focus and getting stuff done is important. Okay, we got to be productive in these streets.
It is. Hit your goals, 2025.
Ow. So what are we toasting to?
Oh, what are we toasting to? Man.
I like this quote from the book. The one thing is the best approach to getting what you want.
Ooh, toast to getting what you want.
Yes, by focusing.
Amen, yes.
Hey, cheers.